Hello everyone and welcome. Just turn the volume down over here. It sounds a little loud. Even though I turn it down before it starts, it turns itself back on. Welcome to the May Spotlight or May Release Spotlight. I'm going to go over the entire May release. So I'm going to share with you the May Classic Kit, the May Premium My Monthly Hero Kit, as well as all the additional add-ons. There's a couple bold prints, which I love, some stencils, and a clear stamp set to go through. And I will also share with you a bunch of samples, a bunch of cards created by myself and some of the rest of the creative team. And I'm going to create a card this time. So this one's a little bit different. My other spotlights, we just went through the release, but I think we have time here to create a sample as well. So let me change views. Let's add that and switch us out here and look at my tabletop. Ooh, this is very close. You know what? Let me switch my camera. Let me remove this real quick. Hold on one second while I do this, while I switch things around. Let me pop on screen our stamp along, because we've just released yesterday. Yeah, today's Tuesday. Yesterday, along with the May release, we released info about an open registration for our summer stamp along, and we also showed you the teachers. So let me put that on screen because it's so amazing. This is going to be such an awesome stamp along. While I fix my camera real quick, it just seems a little close. Okay. All right, there we go. So you can see we have Kathy Zulski. Geez, I'm so sorry. Myself, Jennifer McGuire, Christina Werner, Laura Basson, and Sika. So an incredible lineup of teachers. I'm so excited for this event. It's going to take place July 12th, which is a Friday, and July 13th. The main event really will be the 13th. That's a Saturday. That's when all the classes will be happening, is on that Saturday. Let me pop over to the questions. Great. Yeah, it's going to be really epic. If you haven't attended any of our stamp alongs before, it's all virtual. And if you can't make it those dates, July 12th and the 13th, you can always catch the replays. And for our stamp alongs, we have a bundle that is optional. Let me put that on screen real quick so you can see it. This is the bundle for our summer stamp along. This bundle actually includes admission, which is a little bit different this time. So just keep that in mind if you go check this bundle out. I will warn you though, we're very close to selling this bundle out. This bundle's very close to selling out. It will come back in stock, but we are very close to selling this out. So if you do want to purchase the bundle, you can. But for every stamp along, the bundle is optional. We do really encourage you to use what you have. So don't feel like you have to purchase the bundle. This is just what the teachers will be using. I will note though that there is an exclusive stamp set. You can see that Celebrate Party Stamp and Cut. That's exclusive just for the bundle. So this bundle is a little special because this is our birthday sort of celebration stamp along. Okay, I'm gonna put this down and put myself back on screen. Great. Okay, let's switch over to my other camera. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Now we have a little bit more space. And let's trade around here. And I'll pop over to comments. Hello. Okay. Whew. It's hot here in Arizona, guys. It is 90 degrees. Yee, it's hot. So gone are my cool days. We've entered summer. All right. Hi, Gail. So what I have on my desk right now is the kit. This is the premium kit, just like our previous kits. The premium includes the classic, but what's a bit different this time is there's some additional gifts in these kits. So it is very stuffed. I don't know if you guys can see. It is jam-packed full of goodies. So let's open it up. We're going to start by looking at the backer card and go through the classic kit, and then we'll look at the additional items that are in the premium, as well as a bunch of samples. Yeah, it's a nice kit. And this, guys, this might sell out too, just warning. It's been very popular, so just giving you a heads up. So here is the backer. And you can see there bunch of beautiful cards. We've got some cards here featuring the classic kit. This one, these cards are featuring elements from the premium kit. I love the birthday party theme, perfect for our 50th anniversary. Sorry, my husband tried to get my attention. I think he was warning me that the air conditioning is coming on. So yeah, it's hot. If you hear that sound, that's the air conditioning. All right, we're gonna start, we'll go bullet by bullet. First, the classic kit. There is a gorgeous, oh, I love the stamp set, a gorgeous floral cake stamp set. Let me pull that out. Let's see, where are you in here? Oh, here it is. And I came prepared this time. I got paper. So here's the floral stamp set. I bet if you guys have followed us on Instagram or you've checked out our blog hop for the release, you've definitely seen a lot of cards with this stamp set. It's so pretty. You get this large floral cake here. And I have my acetate, so you can kind of, oh, it got just out of reach. I can't grab it. All right, there we go. Isn't it pretty, Donna? I love it. So that cake is pretty big. So this acetate's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so your A2 panel size. You can see how big that cake is, and especially fills your whole card front. When you add the candles and you put it on the cake stand, it really does fill it out. But it's such a pretty image. I love it. I did some no-line watercoloring with this set today. There's a video for that on the Hero Arts YouTube channel as well as the blog, so you can check that out. Christina Werner did some no-line watercoloring with this set last night. So if you go to her YouTube channel, you can check out how she did it. She added stripes, which I thought was so cool. Hello, Jennifer. Oh, I'm so excited to show your beautiful, beautiful cards. Jennifer has some beautiful cards. She just popped into the comments. And I'm so lucky to be able to show them to you guys. They're stunning. I always get excited when I see your cards because, you know, it's just something special about seeing them in person versus a photograph. And I love, what else I love about this set is the font. I love the sentiments. I love the linear one with a scripty combo. I use this one a couple of times because it's my favorite. But the happy birthday is really pretty too. So that is the floral cake clear stamp set. But there's also 11 coordinating dies for that set. So I'll pull those out. So here are the coordinating dies. You can see it cuts out all the images. We got a die for the candle, even the little strawberry and flowers. So there's the strawberry, there's the flowers. And there's also one for that cake slice. I have a fun card that I show you what I did with that cake slice. That's pretty cool. And isn't it so great? Essie, I love it. And then there's dies for the sentiments, which is, I always like to point that out because I love dies for sentiments. It just makes card making so much easier. So that one. Now moving on to 6 sheets of Luxe White watercolor paper. I'll pull those out here. I love this watercolor paper. It's my favorite right now. I use it all the time. I had some questions about it yesterday in Christina Werner's live. It's heavyweight watercolor paper, so it's not thin. It's like 118 pound, I believe. It's definitely over at least 100. And it's 100% cotton, and it's super white. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't have any, do I? I was gonna say, do I have any other watercolor paper here? Not around me. But my other watercolor paper is really kind of off-white. This is so white. This is Hero Arts Luxe White watercolor paper, and you get 6 sheets that are 8.5 by 5.5. So you can cut them in half to get 2 A2 panels, which would be 12 A2 panels, so a lot. Yes, it's great, isn't it? I love it. Oh, good, Cynthia. I'm glad you like it. Oh, good. Yes, that's what I felt like when I watched Christina paint last night on her YouTube video. I was like, oh, now I want to paint. She painted with the neons, Hero Arts liquid neons. Why can't I say this right? Liquid watercolor in their neon palette. They have a bunch. And she got me so excited. I bust out my neons today a little bit. Okay, so that's the Luxe watercolor paper. Next up is a contour ink pad. I have just started playing with this. Believe it or not, I had not owned one of these before this kit came out, and I'm loving it. It's so cool. I really like this contour. It's a, I've used other contour inks before, but I really like this color of this ink. It's very soft, but you can still see it. It is also waterproof, works for colored pencils and alcohol markers. And I had no problem. I didn't even let this dry. I went straight, stamped it, and then straight to watercoloring, and I had no problem. So I really like this contour ink. And it's also a hybrid ink too. So it's really, really is nice. It stamps beautifully. I was really pleasantly surprised with that ink. It's really good. And then next up is a water flow brush, but this is a flat water flow brush. These are cool. These are great for back. Oh, Jennifer says she loves the contour ink pad. Yes, see, it's so good. Jennifer, I've never used it before, and now I'm like thinking I'm going to use it obviously for no line watercoloring, or no line coloring, but I'm also thinking this would be great for just kind of like simple tone on tone stamping, like kind of when you would use a embossing watermark ink for that watermark look. I think this would be pretty similar, and it would dry faster, less messy. So yeah, I'm already getting ideas too. So this is the flat water flow brush. You can see it's got this wide, this is about, I'd say 3/4 of an inch wide. These are great for backgrounds. And again, Christina Werner, she used this in her video yesterday to make this really pretty like cloud scalloped background. And it was very easy to do. It looked very easy to do. And I've used this before to make ombre backgrounds, and I love it. This is one of my favorite. Actually, it is my favorite water brush. I actually like this one the most. This is the one I use the most. I usually use for fine watercoloring, fine detail, my smaller brushes, not my water flow brushes. All right, let's put that here. Try to get everything on screen, but I think we're going to run out of space. Let's swap these around. After the flat water flow brush, we have a watercolor palette. These are always handy, and this one's really cute because it says Hero Arts on it. You probably won't be able to see it, but it has Hero Arts on it, which is great. Those are always very handy. And next is one of the stars, this watercolor swatch card. So these are really cool. In my video, and Christina did it last night. She used this as well. So you have 2 videos. You can see someone using this. I won't be using this today. I'm not using a kit for today's card. I'm going to use some of the add-ons for today's card that I make. But these are very similar in idea to watercolor dot sheets, where they just have like a little drop of dried watercolor that you activate. This is very similar, except it's flat sheets. So this one I used for my video, and you can see there's still a lot of color left on here. I could definitely make a second card, if not a third card, with all of the color that's left on this palette. But you do get 2. You get 2 of these watercolor swatch cards, and they are very fun. And I love the palette. I used basically every color. The only color I mixed in addition was an orange. So really great. Good afternoon, Lisa. So that is kind of the main selection of products in the classic kit. Next up I'm going to show you is the classic special 50th anniversary gift or gifts, because it's more than one thing. It's nice and wrapped up. Isn't that cute? I did open this up for the make along on Sunday, so I'm opening up again. Oh, Elizabeth, that's a great point. The watercolor card is great for travel. I didn't even think of that. That's very smart. Very true. Oops. So I'm going to open this up, and you can see there's stamps and dies in this little gift. First is the Message Clear stamp set. This is a 3x4 set with some great, bold birthday celebratory sentiments. I love them. There's even some confetti and a star. Isn't this a great set? These are sentiments I will come to over and over again because they're large, but not too big, and they make a big impact. So that's one. And then there are coordinating dies, 3 coordinating dies that will cut out that hooray, the birthday, and the wish. So you have 3 dies for that. And these dies will cut out the word. So the letters will all be attached. It won't be a bunch of little letters. It will all be attached. So isn't that a great set? I just love the way the font looks, the words look. I just love this one. And then in addition to that, so there's one more gift in the classic kit, and that is the Yay Fancy die. Look how cute that is, and it has a shadow die that you can remove. So it's basically a 2 die set, and then the word Yay. So a really great bunch of little gifts here. Isn't that cute? And I saw these, I got real excited. I was like, yes, these are definitely ones I'm going to use over and over and over again. I love word dies. I love sentiment sets. I don't feel like I'll ever have enough. I could have 500 birthdays and I'll still want more birthdays. Next up, so that's everything in the classic kit. So if you purchase the premium kit, you're going to get all of this and then all of these additional products as well. So let me put all this aside. Actually, I'm going to toss it back into the bag so I don't get confused, as it doesn't take much for me to start getting mixed up here. All right. Oh, and before we move on to the premium kit, I do want to show you some of the samples that were made with that classic kit. First up is Jen's beautiful, let me put these aside so we don't get distracted. Look at this beautiful card. Oh my gosh, I love, 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 love how she colored these flowers. Her kind of ombre background, watercolor background with the pink splatters. So pretty. And how cute are the little flowers and strawberry down at the bottom. Just stunning. And you guys, you probably can't see this, but it is color pencil. So it just has this beautiful texture and softness to it. And I love the contrast of the texture that you get from colored pencils up against or near the softness of the watercolor, or the smoothness, the flowingness of the watercolor. Doesn't she, Michelle? She's so good. Look at this. It's stunning. Michelle, you also make incredible cards too. But she did. I just think that's such a stunning card. And then this one, you can see that cake slice. And I love how she incorporated that into her, like it's a whole focal point. Her cake slice, her sentiments, really, really cool. And this is no line coloring. So she stamped in that contour ink and did no line coloring with the colored pencils. So cute. And it's hard to tell, but she did that. She did what I was talking about. She stamped this white cardstock. I can see in person, but I'm having a really hard time getting my camera to show it. But the background is stamped with the strawberry and the flower to create a patterned background with that contour ink. Isn't it amazing? So good. I love how she combined the sentiments. That's really clever. Okay, here is a card this is the video that I have today up on Hero Arts YouTube channel where I do no line coloring with the Stampin' in the contour ink, and then I no line color with the colors that are on that watercolor swatch card. So these are just those colors on that palette, which is awesome. I love the way this turned out. They were really fun to work with. And the only color I mixed, like I had to mix myself is orange. I just love orange, so I had to mix up an orange. And then here's a card I created, that floral cake as well. This one's Copic colored, obviously not no line. But I wanted to point out that I used that cake slice you see here that Jen used. And just by tucking it behind the cake, now my cake looks like a slice was cut out of it. And that's all I did. I did cut the candle off, but I don't see why you couldn't have just left it on, to be honest. I cut it off, but that's all you had to do to create. And look at how it changes the cake. Isn't that cool? It's just really easy just by tucking that little cake slice in there. And I could see this doing one more cake slice and just having it laying down below. That would be perfect, right? So fun. And look at the totally different palettes, the way we colored them. And they're all so beautiful. I just love that image. I love that floral cake image. Next up, I have some cards created by Jen where she used, or a card created by Jen where she used that anniversary gift stamp set. So she used that anniversary gift stamp set with the confetti and that solid star. And then the sentiments, of course, are from that. The only thing is that little candle, which is from the floral cake. And I love the way this looked. That beautiful ombre background is so pretty. Okay, now that we've looked at the classic, let's move on to the premium kit. So I have it all, comes to you all packaged up nicely inside that this bag here, which is always wonderful. I use those. I love those bags. In fact, the creative team asked for more of those because they're just so handy to have. First up, let's grab our backer card. That's so handy to have. First up is the the balloon background cling stamp set. This one here, look at that. It's so pretty. I love how the edge is, it's not a continuous pattern, but it has a nice, neat finish on all the edges. I love that look. Just makes it a little bit more versatile to use. You could use it on the side of your card like this. Just have it stamped to the edge. It's kind of like the way that looks sometimes. And, ooh, Sharon, do you know how to make edible flowers? I've always wanted to learn. I remember watching Cake Boss, I think, a long time ago. And he would make edible flowers that were so pretty and so realistic looking. I could never get over it. I loved watching that process. Next up is a champagne sequence mix. Really pretty. There's gold. There's like an iridescent white sequence and a clear sequence in this mix. So 3 sequins. And I use the clear ones from here all the time because they're just so handy to have. You never have too many clear sequins, right? Oh, you mean real flowers. Got it, Sharon. I got it. And then next are these birthday enamel dots. Really fun. You got a green, like a pool, and a beautiful hot pink. Beautiful hot pink. And then last but not least is the premium special 50th anniversary gifts. It is a big, that's right, it is a big sequence pack. I don't know if I can show you. It's full. You'll be good for a while. You'll be able to make a lot of very full shaker cards. Michelle says, I love making buttercream flowers with Russian piping tips. Whoa, that sounds really pretty and fancy and very delicious. I could really go for some buttercream frosting. How about you guys? Are you guys, this is on topic sort of, are you all about the frosting? Are you like, scrape that frosting off, just give me the cake? Because I could eat a bowl of frosting, but it has to be homemade, not store-bought. I don't really like store-bought frosting. I love homemade, you know, just butter and sugar. You can't go wrong with that. All right, here's the 50th anniversary gift for the premium kit. First is this large congrats fancy die. Maybe I can get it out. This one's one of my favorites in the whole kit because it's just so big. Fills your A2 panel really nicely. Let me grab that. It's all about the frosting. Yes. Okay. Yay. I've got friends out there. I do like a ratio. But I don't really like cake by itself. I like cake and frosting or frosting. But look at how great this is. It's another one where it has that shadow die. There's even an exclamation point. There's a shadow die for that. And then you have the word die that says congrats and that exclamation point. And you can see how large it is. This could be the focal point of your card. I love that. I love when sentiments can be the focal point of my card. And then in addition to that, you have a yay clear stamp with a yay coordinating die. And again, these cut out, it looks like it would cut out just the letters, and it doesn't. It cuts out the word, so it's all connected. No loose letters. I love that. You don't want loose letters. Hi, Charlene. I'm so happy you're here. I'm going to share one of your cards. Charlene has an awesome card, and I'm glad you're here because then you can tell me how you did it. Because I'm not totally sure. It is a great one, isn't it? It's another out of the ballpark, I agree, release. So good. Okay, let me show you some of Jen's incredible cards created with the premium kit. So you're going to see elements probably from the classic kit as well, but main focus is those products I just showed you from the premium kit. Tuck these in here. We'll put that down there. First up is this stunning card using that balloon background stamp. Look at how gorgeous this is, her beautiful coloring. And she used those colors, that pink, that pool, and that green that you saw on the enamel dots, the birthday enamel dots. And I love the way they look. It's so great. And you can see some of the enamel dots here. Let's see if I can point them out. That she incorporated in there. So it has some great texture. Love the highlight that she added to the balloons. It's just a great card. And of course, the congrats. Very clever, kind of like the eclipse technique, but she die cut the congrats out of her background and then placed it on top of a white die cut shadow layer. And that's just a great way for you to still read the sentiment, but also not completely lose all the fun coloring and beautiful background. I love it. Such a good card. And that yay is from the floral cake stamp set. Then we have a shaker card, which I'm so glad she did. Look at that one. This includes those champagne sequins mix. You can see them here, the clear, the gold, and that iridescent kind of white. She has the stamped background, ombre, kind of tone on tone, and that's those same fun colors. And she used that yay, 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 that clear stamp and die that were part of the premium 50th anniversary gift. Such a fun card. You gotta love shaker cards, right? You can't stop playing with them. Do you get both gifts? Yes, Debbie, that's a great question. If you purchase the classic, you're gonna get just the classic 50th anniversary gift. But if you purchase the premium, then you will get both the classic gift, 50th anniversary gift, and the premium 50th anniversary gift. Hopefully that makes sense. She's a genius. I agree. And then we have this beautiful card by Jen. I love her ombre, rainbow ombre background, her white heat embossed balloon background. I'm trying not to say background again, but it is also a background. And look how great that congrats looks. And I love how she used the wishing you the best from the floral cake again as like a sub sentiment. So good. I love it so much. I did the same thing. Great minds think alike, Jen, right? So here's my card where I used that balloon background. I stamped it in and heat embossed it with white embossing powder. And then I sprayed it with some of the metallic sprays. Then I went in and watercolored the negative space in with black watercolor. Definitely a little bit of a labor of love, but it looks so cool. Like I couldn't resist. I was like, I have to do this. Once I started, I was like, oh, this is looking cool. I have to finish it. And then in my congrats, the only thing I want to point out is I did a little bit differently with the congrats. I stacked the die cut congrats out of white cardstock, just cut 2 of them. Then I die cut the congrats again out of vellum and adhered it. Let's see if I can get it to focus a little bit better. Adhered it offset. So I just felt like the white was too much contrast. A complete vellum shadow layer was taking away too much. I was losing too much of that beautiful balloon background with the white, with the vellum shadow layer. So just by offsetting a little bit of vellum, it kind of helps your eye to separate that congrats, soften it a little bit so it's not that harsh white. And then we have, again, like I said, I love that wishing you the best sentiment from the floral cake stamp set, and I included it on my card too. So really fun. All right. And there's no shade. I didn't do any shading on the balloons. It was just the metallic sprays did all the work. The hardest part was filling in the black negative space. That was honestly the hardest part. Yeah, the vellum does make, I mean, it is dimensional. Michelle, I did it. It is stacked up on foam adhesive as well. But the vellum does help just separate a little bit more. I played around with that sentiment so much trying to get it right. I think that was the best solution. All right. Okay, that was the kit. Now let's move on to the add-ons. There's not a ton this release. There's only, how many do we have? Like 6? No, we have 7. First, we're going to start with a small stamp set, a 3x4. I'm going to grab some white cardstock here. And this is the, lost my notes, Your Day Messages stamp set. Now this one is the one I use, so it's a little bit dirty and stained, but it's a really cute set. Tons of great sentiments. We have hooray, hip hip. I use those together. Use sparkle. I always love a use sparkle sentiment. Those are so fun to combine with sequins. Heck yeah, congrats, let's party for you. It's your day, celebrate. No way. Happy birthday, cheers. Oh, yay, I was wrong. Wait, no, I was right. That other yay was from the floral one. I remember that. And woot. So the little balloon animal makes me giddy. You love that. He's cute. I used him on my card too. He is cute. Let me show you a awesome card by one of our creative team members. Let me pull it up. Oh, I've got my mouse here. Try to make things better. There you go. I love how she used this on the balloons. I thought that was such a great idea. So she has some of those images, that cake image, the party hat, the popper, I think that's what it is. Heat embossed in gold. And then for her other balloon, she's used the sentiments. So isn't that great? It looks so good on the balloons. I never thought to do it that way. And I thought that was so clever to use it on the balloons. So let me show you my cards that I did. I did have fun playing with this set though. Isn't it funny how sometimes these smaller sets with smaller images, you can just start to get a bunch of different ideas. So I went kind of crazy. Let's go back to the comments here. And first up, a little obvious. I use the stamp set I use the images from the set to stamp kind of like a repeat background. And I just simply Copic colored them and used this happy birthday, stamped it on the card and just kind of stamped around it. It's a really simple, fun, easy card. Put that here. Next up, oh, here they are, is one where I stamped those images again. I did fussy cut them out, but honestly, you don't have to. You could have just stamped them right here onto the card front. I think I didn't know what I was doing yet. So I stamped them on a scrap piece of paper, and then I'm like, oh, I have an idea now. And then I combined the hip hip and the hooray to make kind of this fun stacked sentiment almost. So you can see I had some fun playing with these images. And then last but not least, gotta love a candle, right? I just repeat stamped that one candle there. It's like one stamp, right? Made a whole card. Isn't it funny how it works that way sometimes? Stamped these candles, and then I did save a little spot here to stamp one of the sentiments from, there it is, It's Your Day, from the stamp set as well. So lots of fun different ideas and a bunch of different takes. I love how one was on the die, a die cut, and then mine were more like kind of very basic, but fun. Played with design more. Okay, next up, we are going to move on to a die. We're going to move on to the Hooray Birthday Cover Plate die. And this is what we're actually going to use today to create a card. But let me hold it up so you can see. So it basically will cut out, and I will show you a sample too in just a second, but it'll basically cut out all of this like confetti. So that's going to be taken away. So most of the card front or panel will remain. And then these sentiments, you will die cut them out, kind of like a stencil look where they'll still, how do I describe it? So you have the negative space still attached. I guess I point to the one part that's a bad example of that, but the R, the A, so you can make it so it's a little bit easier to read, and you don't have to actually put in the little letters again if you don't want to. Let me show you a card because I feel like I am definitely not doing that die justice. It's very interesting, Gail. Let me show you a beautiful card from our creative team. Oops, here we go. Oh, I love this one. This one by Jeannie. It's so good. Look at how pretty that is. This is a really good way you can see how that panel will die cut out those little confetti pieces. And you can also die cut out all those letters for the words. And she didn't have to pop the letters back in. She just left the negative space, and you can still read what it says very clearly. Hooray, happy birthday, let's celebrate. I have another one, I believe. Oh no, I do this every time. I miss one card. I don't get it uploaded. Oh, I'm bummed. That was a really beautiful card by Natasha. Well, darn. Sorry, guys, and I deleted it. So I guess that's the only one I have. Darn, I do this every time. I think I get all my cards uploaded, and I missed that one. Okay, wait. Is this one? Lydia might have used it too. Oh, no, she didn't. We'll see that in a minute. Sorry. Okay, so that again was the Hooray Birthday cover plate. Next, we have another die. This is the Balloon Bunch Fancy die. This one has been very, very popular. In fact, it's already sold out. So I won't spend too much time, but since Charlene is here and I've got her card, I'll show her card that she created with this awesome die. Let me hold up real quick. You get this big arrangement of balloons. I mean, this fills an A2 card front completely, practically. Then you have a single string here that you can use to make just like a single balloon if you wanted to, or a smaller grouping, because there are 7 balloons in this arrangement, so quite a bunch. Then you have this single balloon that you could use to easily color all these balloons a different color, and a cute little bow. So let's look at Charlene's card because her card is amazing. Look at how like juicy. She described it as like candy, and it does look like candy. Like I want to eat these. They will be restocking, Sharon. Yes, they will be restocking. But it might not be till the end of the month. So we're working on it, trying to do it sooner than that. But that looks like where we might be landing right now. But isn't that cute? Charlene, are you still here? How did you do this? How did you do this card? I'm guessing she heat embossed over colored cardstock or cardstock that she inked up. Oh, here she goes. She says, I used scraps of different colored cardstock to cut out each of the balloons and several layers of clear embossing powder, glued them to the black die cut. Perfect. Oh, she has a video. Of course she does, because Charlene has an incredible YouTube channel. Yes, definitely check out her video where she shows you how to do it, because she's going to walk you through that process completely. But don't they look so cool? They do look like candy. Amazing. I love that card. And I do have one too to show. Let's go back here and put that down. Let's show you my card I made. I did a simpler. I did the same thing that Charlene did. Why is it so out of focus? I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's soft. But I used colored cardstock, die cut that single balloon out. So die cut this first, this big arrangement out of white. And then use this balloon here to die cut several balloons, 7 balloons out of different colored cardstock, and just adhered it on top. And actually, if you are going to go to Create this weekend, if you're lucky enough to go, if you're lucky enough to be in Ohio, definitely check out Simon Says Stamps Create event, because this is going to be one of the make and take projects that we make in that event. Thank you. Yeah, I just added a little bit of white gel pen to make them look kind of shiny, right? Such an easy little trick. All right, then moving on. Okay, next up is a cling. We have the Sunburst Flowers bold print. This is an awesome cling. Look at how beautiful this is. The minute I saw this, I was like, oh, I love it. I can't wait to use it. Gorgeous cling stamp set. Let me show you a card made by our creative team. This one is by Rachel. She heat embossed it in gold, did like a watercolor wash kind of background. So pretty. Look at how beautiful those sunburst flowers are. I love them. So pretty. And I have a sample here, or a card, where I stamped it in different reactive inks, spritzed it with water, stamped it onto, or I inked it up in different reactive inks, spritzed it with water, and then stamped it onto my panel. And that gives this kind of faux watercolor look, which is really fun. And this is also going to be a card that we will be creating at Create. Rainbow, right? You had me at rainbow. I agree. If you said rainbow, I'm there. I'm in it. I'm ready. And then next up, another bold prints for another cling. This is the Bubble Celebration Bold Prints. Mine's a little dirty because I was playing with it earlier. We're going to be using this cling for our card today. This is a really fun background. I think you could use it for like champagne bubbles, but it could also be used just as like bubbles. Like if you had thinking of like a bath theme. I don't know why you would have a bath. Oh, a baby shower. Yeah, a baby shower card, right? I was like, I know this is a thing, right? They do shower cards or bath cards. All right, let me show you Lydia's gorgeous card that I already sneaked. Look at that. That's so pretty. I love the texture of the bubbles in the background with, I believe that's alcohol ink, but I could be wrong. But it's such intense color. So pretty. And look, she used that little messages set for her sentiment. She's amazing. She always has such creative cards. All right, last two things. are some stencils. I believe it would be a useful background. I agree. Because you could do it kind of just with water. It doesn't have to be like bubbles, just water themed. All right, we got that one. Put that aside. So next up we have this dancing lines stencil. This is obviously really great for confetti, and you saw it on this card here. I used it in the background. Works really well with the balloons. It is so gorgeous, I agree. Let's see if I have one from the, oh, Mindy's here! Champagne bubbles, that's right, exactly, Mindy. How are you doing, my friend? I will see you soon, I believe. All right, and let me show you Michelle's card. So I obviously went right for confetti, but I love how Michelle used it. She used it for like texture in the background. She used hero paste, and then I believe she spritzed it with some of our metallic sprays, and look at how gorgeous it looks. And it doesn't even like really read as confetti. It just reads as a textured background. Perfect for the butterfly, for the tags. She's just the queen of clean, simple, but bright and beautiful. She's so good at what she does. Mindy, me too. After this, I'll be kitting my little heart out. And next up is our last stencil. This is the Sparkle Weave stencil. I love this one. I used it a little bit already. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to capture it, but I added it. Oh gosh, I guess I have to take the picture down. Sorry. I got so excited. There you go. So this is the Sparkle Weave stencil. Really pretty. I love the design. It has like a mid-century vibe to me, and if it's mid-century, sign me up. I love it. I'm there for it every time. I used it in the background of this card just to add a little bit of texture. It's so fun to layer your background like stencils and cling stamps. It just adds so much more depth. So great. And this is a great set for that because it's kind of very neutral. Really, definitely one I think you'll find lots of uses for. Okay, let's make a card. You've seen everything. You've seen the whole May release. Now let's make a card with that Bubble Celebration bold prints. And what did I want to use also? I'm already forgetting what I wanted to do. Oh, and the Hooray birthday cover plate. All right. Woohoo! Now I'm excited. This is my comfort zone, is making cards. All right, we're going to start with the cling. And I'm going to just pop it in here. Have it kind of straight, at least. Here we go. And I'm going to stamp it onto some black cardstock. I'm thinking of more along Mindy's line of thinking. I'm thinking champagne bottle, like fancy. All right, we're going to just going to pop this in here. I'll check it. I've got some, I don't know if you can see, I've got like a sticky, it's sticky enough. Probably could use another bit of, see if I got it here. I could do I'm being lazy. I could stamp it and really get it right on, but I think I can eyeball it. Just looking at the sides, seeing if it's covering it. Looks like it is. We're going to go with it. Just don't move. That's the rule. You have one job. Don't move. I'm going to cover with some, oh, it failed at its one job. I guess I really do have to put some more sticky down. All right, we'll try again. Let's see here. Got to move down just a hair. Okay, I think that's good. I'm gonna put some anti-static powder down. We're gonna do some heat embossing. I'm going to use, though, a bunch, actually, of the iridescent embossing powders. I'm going to start with the embossing and watermark ink. And I'm probably going to stamp this a bunch of times, so I'm just always worried I don't get enough on there. I err on the cautious side, which it means stamping 18 times. Not really, but almost. All right. Oh yeah. Ooh, it's so fun. I cannot wait. And we're going to do a fun embossing kind of technique. We'll use multiple embossing powders on one card. Maybe not quite a technique, but maybe a fun embossing idea is how I should describe it. All right, let me see here. Maybe 2 more times and we'll be done. I really should stand up to do this. Then you'll see my pajama bottoms. It's just been one of those kind of days. A kitten day when you're kitting a bunch of stuff, so. All right, this is the last one. Okay, the worst of it is over. All right, we're gonna pull it out. And we are going to do one at a time. I have coffee filters here to kind of keep us straight. A bunch of them, like one dedicated for each color. And let's start with purple. This is iridescent purple. So if you haven't really seen our iridescent powders, even though this is purple, it looks white. It works best, some of them, not all of them are this way, but the ones that look white work best on darker colored cardstock, which is why we use black. I'm gonna do like a section of this. Pour over, I don't want to pour over the whole thing. Kind of pick a section. And then tap it off. Something like that. Pour this back in. And we'll move on. We're gonna do like a rainbow. An iridescent, jeweled, kind of metallic rainbow. Go on the side here. Am I doing this the right order? Sure I am. This one is, I didn't show you, this one's iridescent blue. Just kind of pouring it over like a wedge. It's okay if it overlaps some of the purple, that's fine. And it doesn't, and this blue one is like the purple where it looks white, but once I heat set it, and because it's on dark cardstock, it's gonna change. All right, we're gonna move on to my favorite, the iridescent green. No worries, you come just at the time for the card part. Actually, you're here at the best part. We're playing now. The green is obviously tinted, like you can see it better. So this one would work. It would work well on like white cardstock as well. How are we doing? Can we go a little bit bigger? Let's go a little bit bigger with the green. Okay. Thank goodness embossing ink stays wet for so long because I am moving slowly. Now we're going to move on to, I love this one, iridescent gold. So pretty. Ooh, I touched it. I think it's okay. I might pour over a tiny bit more purple. And last but not least, iridescent copper. Cynthia says, I haven't completed my monthly order until I saw, oh, good. Yep. And things are selling out. Nope, not trying to scare you, but the balloons unfortunately did sell out, but we will get some more. The balloon fancy dyes. My brain is forgetting what they're called. The balloon bunch. But I get it. I would be the same way. I have to see it, see the samples before I can make my final decision. Okay. Woo-wee. Look at how pretty. I know it looks like a mess right now. Oh, no worries, Shirley. I think you're not alone. I think there's others who don't realize they existed. They don't get used as much as, and I'm included in that group. I don't use them as much as because I love them. I just kind of forget about them. You know, I get in my rut of white, gold, black. Those kind of the main ones I use, white, gold, black. And I forget about other embossing powders. But these are fun. All right, I'm putting a little bit of purple over because I touched it a bit. So just pouring that back over again. May not be able to fix it, but I tried. Maybe I did fix it. Well, we'll see. All right, now it's time to heat set this. Yes, I know, Gail, this is the fun part. I can't wait to show you. And then aside, I'm gonna do a quick cleanup. All right, let's heat set this. So it's gonna be a little noisy. I'm gonna turn my heat tool on. All right, hopefully that is, yes, Sid, these are embossing powders. They're iridescent, so they're a little bit different, but they are embossing powders. So this is what, so when I first used these, I did, you know, I stamped it, embossed it, and I was left with this. And you see how like kind of cloudy it looks, how there's a lot of stray powder still on here. That will come off. This is what I didn't realize. After you heat emboss this, now you got to make sure you did a good job when you heat emboss this, that you got all of that powder melted. Then you're going to take a towel. Yeah, didn't the purple get dark? And it was white before, right? I mean, this is what the purple looks like. And it turned to that. Isn't that crazy? It's so cool. Yes, a microfiber cloth. Exactly. Nothing wet. You don't need anything wet. Just a dry microfiber cloth. That's exactly what I have here. And you're just going to wipe it off. And that excess powder is going to come off. And you're going to get that beautiful contrast again of the black. And just cleans right up. Isn't that so cool? Oh my gosh. I know, it's so cool. Look at it, guys. I mean, what? So cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Now I'm going to take this. And grab that panel die. And this is good because you get to see this panel die or cover plate die in action. Turn my die cutting machine on. Very stuck. Okay, I've already used this. I just kind of reassembled it here on the backer card. But these I've already snipped and separated. Because when you get these will all be kind of connected to this cover plate. And you have to separate these sentiments if you don't want to die cut them. And I don't want to die cut them. Well, I don't want to die cut all of them. All right, I found for this is my big tip for this die. Typically, you would just, I don't know why, maybe it's just me, but when I die cut panels, cover plates, I would put them into my die cutting machine like this, feed them in like that. This will die cut so much better, especially the sentiment, if you do it this way and feed it into your die cutting machine like this. Hope that makes sense. Just cuts so much better. I think I'm gonna do the Let's Celebrate. I'm gonna pop it in the center here. I don't think it matters. That looks straight. Then I'll grab my bubbles. Line it up here. I'm not going to tape it. Maybe a bad idea, but I'm going to, oh, I'll tape it. Gosh. I'll just tape it. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to lose my panel. I don't know about you guys. I try to avoid taping almost at all costs. I just hate dealing with it. All right, I feed it into my machine. All right, that looks like it cut beautifully. Hip, hip, hooray. Now I gotta remove the tape. See, this is why I don't like tape. Just don't want to deal. I have no patience for this anymore, the tape part. But that was a little bit of insurance that it wouldn't slip it on me. All right. We're gonna pop out all these little negatives. You can see they die cut the confetti out. Super cool. I'm going to pop out the negatives. I'm not going to save anything, not the letters, not the little confetti pieces. It's easier for me to see it on the back, so I flipped it over. Most of them came out. That's all out. Wow, that's all out. I just have the letters. Well, that makes it easy. Okay. Hard to tell, but we'll make this pop a little bit more in a second. But you can kind of see sentiment. Okay. I'm now going to use this sentiment die. Oh, my tool's stuck in there. There you go. To create like a sentiment strip. Let's get these little pieces out of the way here. And I'm going to use some really pretty matte gold cardstock. I do think I'm going to tape this one though. I definitely want it to be straight along that edge. Let's do it like this. Perfect. And I think that messed up. I gotta probably tape this a little bit more. All right, I think you won't slip on me now. Fingers crossed. All right, let's die cut this out. Well, that looks pretty good. Might be a little short. We'll make it work. And I could paper piece the letters in, but I'm actually going to cut it and make it a strip. So another kind of fun way to use these dies is like a sentiment strip, which actually Jen just shared a card today. Jennifer Cotis on her Instagram. Sorry, like can't talk and make straight lines. But she counted out the happy birthday and combined it with two numbers, 5 and 0, to make 50. Happy birthday. I thought that was so brilliant. Cool. I love it. Oh my gosh, look at how good that looks. All right. Oops. Turn that off. Again, I'm not keeping the little negatives. You could inlay them, but I'm not going to. I have a different idea in mind. All right, we are going to layer this on top of that die cut sentiment in the panel. So cool. And it's going to create a cool shadow look. Yee, I love it. All right, I'm going to grab some liquid glue. This is a bit bluey. Let's see, do I have some scrap paper? I like to tap off the excess. We'll do that on here. That removes some of the excess glue so it doesn't like squirt out everywhere when I add it to my actual card front or panel or whatever it is. And there's still plenty of adhesive there for it to stick. Ooh, looks good. Okay, now I want to trim this down. This is an A2 panel, but I want it to be a little bit smaller. I'm going to use a rectangle die. And I'm actually going to have to get up because I want to use my manual die cutting machine to do this. So let me grab that real quick. I mistakenly put it away. What was I thinking? I just find with I have a Impress, really great for intricate dies, but a little bit too much pressure for these kind of frame or nesting dies. It can warp them a bit. Like the die is fine, but it will warp how it cuts. Yeah, let's use a little bit of tape. All right, we're on home stretch here. Did it cut all the way through? Yay, it did. Okay, I'm going to layer this on some black cardstock. So I have another panel here with that border. Isn't that great? Love that black border. Oh, it looks so cool. We're going to pop it up with some foam adhesive. I'm going to use some strips. I thought I had some other ones, but I guess not. Just going to put some, kind of weave it in wherever I can fit it between the confetti holes where it doesn't show, because that needs some support too. All right, I think we're good. I can't see the rest of the cover plate. Let me show you. So this is the cover plate I used. Actually, I think I had it like, I don't remember. Why does it not fit on here anymore? Well, something like that. And then there's one sentiment strip that I used. It's not on there anymore. There we go. Okay, let's remove the backing. I coined this technique of stabbing and grabbing. Sounds terrible. It's the best way. I don't know about you guys. I have a hard time getting this backing off of this foam adhesive sometimes. So I've learned to do is kind of stab the foam part of the tape and kind of bend it back. Clearly it's not working on that little piece. There we go. And it's been one way to make it a lot easier for the most of the time. If you have a good tip for removing the backing foam adhesive, please share. Spend a lot of time on that. Here we go. Okay, okay. I mean the holes. The holes will show up a little bit better when I put it on the black cardstock. I hope, surely. That's what I'm hoping. All right, I've got to stand up to do this. I can never get it centered if I'm seated. And you know what, too? It's black on black. I'm having a hard time seeing the edge. So I'm going to put some white down so then I can see the edges a little bit better. All right, there we go. You can see the holes a little bit better on that black and black. And there's one thing we can do. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. I did a practice run before. I'm trying to decide if I want to do that again. Where I definitely want to use this Hero Gold Pearls because it really brings in that gold from the sentiment strip. Got a scrap here that will get going. And I added it originally in the holes, like down in there. And it definitely highlighted them more. I'm just wondering if I should do that again. My only complaint was it didn't look as gold when it was inside there. All right, I've got to decide. Well, I can grab the other card and you can see what it looked like. Oh yeah, I've got it. Let me go grab it. Ooh. So here's the one where I see where I went into the negative space. What do you think? Should I do that again? I'm not sure. I think it's a little much. I'm going to go on top. I'm going to stay on top. And we'll add some of these. Just for some reason, when I put them down inside there, they don't look gold anymore. Ooh, fun. I'm liking it. I'm liking the little pearls. I think that's fun. Okay, we got a little. Right, almost done, I think. Oh no, someone has to stop me. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. All right, we'll hold it up so you can see. They're still wet. We had some fun, like a cascade, sort of those gold hero pearls. I'm gonna bring in. All right, that's the card. All right, so let's go back through the products real quick. They'll be a little dirty. We have our, starting from the bottom up. Where's my notes? Here we go. First is the Sparkle Weave Stencil, the Dancing Line Stencil. Then we have a couple clings, the Sunburst Flowers Bold Prints, our Bubble Celebration Bold Prints, the Balloon Bunch Fancy Dies, the Hooray Birthday Cover Plate, and last, oh good, is the Your Day Messages Clear. So those are all the add-ons. And you can't forget the May kit that had, let's grab our cover, our backer card that had all of the fun gifts as well as all the incredible birthday themed or celebration themed products. And let's switch camera views here. All right. Woo! I hope you guys enjoyed kind of that spotlight look at everything in the May release, including the 2 kits and all the add-on products. And don't forget, last thing I'll show you again, the stamp along. The bundle is still available as of when I started this live. So if you're interested in getting the bundle, it's available still, but it's getting close to selling out. It will get restocked. It will get stocked back up again, but it won't be probably for a few weeks. You can also, the bundle does include admission into the stamp along, but you can always get just the stamp along. You don't have to purchase the bundle, and you can just get the stamp along and use your own products. In fact, I even do a whole live for the stamp along where I walk you through all the products that are used and kind of help you find substitutes if you want to use kind of what you have already. All right, guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me and looking at the May release. And I will see, hopefully, some of you maybe at the Create this weekend. And of course, if not there, you'll see me live again on Hero Arts very soon. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Yes, Gail, not to mess up those pearls. I know, I got to put it back over here where I won't touch it. All right, everybody, see you again soon. Bye.